This video is sponsored by DecalWorks, offering 10% off all graphics to retail customers for November 2019. Use the promo code RX1110 at decalmx.com to receive 10% off your graphics.
Hey, it's David Pinger with Racer X Online. We've got another garage build today for you. This is a 2003 Kawasaki KX125, and these are tough to find. We've managed to find a couple in the last couple years, and this one came out of Nebraska, a friend of ours, Michael Fischer, who really just loves dirt bikes and wanted to build a couple of cool two-strokes. We shot a 250 with him as well that he did that looked real similar. This one, Jay, you kind of were behind the scenes helping him on this. Tell us about what's done to this thing.
And he went all out on this thing. Just like the 250 he did, this one he went a little bit further, a little bit more crazy. So yeah, obviously stripped it down to the frame, got the engine rebuilt with a wrench rabbit kit, has the fat head on there. When he had the engine out, they vapor blasted, that Premier Vapor Blasting did the engine cases, everything. So it looks like better than new. The cases, that's who also did the pipe and cleared it for him and then kind of made it look that factory look. Long term, because the FMF only has the plated pipe for this, so they was able to strip it, do all that to it as well, and he just went all out in this thing. So when he rebuilt it all, got new bearings and seals, all balls, all that stuff. He has the Warp 9 wheels with Dunlop tires, Super Sprox. Lightspeed does all those carbon pieces that you like so much. Got all those on here, and then the whole front end is off a 2011 KX250F. And this company called Trick, you can see down in here, it's got this little piece in here that allows him to run the newer front end on this bike. So it changes the steering stop so it actually will work correctly with this bike. So this company figured out how to engineer that and make it, and he's the right engineering clamps with this whole, A-kit kind of suspension here from Pro Circuit did on this suspension for this thing. So pretty trick setup on this for the front end, for the forks and everything, So he went all out on that, and on the shock, he had to do some customizing as well.
It sure looks cool. He's got his Elusive Graphics is a company that built all his graphic look. Moto Seat did a seat cover to match. And just between the little red accents, the red bars, I mean, he really nailed the look of this thing. Red works connection, anodized pieces, the clutch perch all in red. Really looks sharp. And so I got to take it out on the track for a little bit. The motor's good. It's kind of what you'd expect out of a stock cylinder. It does have a little head work done and the pipe and silencer. So there's probably some tuning that needs to be done on the Electron carb, and we're not super squared away on those yet. It was a little bit sluggish on the bottom, but it is hotter today, so we weren't sure exactly how to clean that up. We're going to kind of address that after this, but once you got this thing going, it was clean, sounds really good, really fun to ride, turns really well, like a typical 125 does. Handling was awesome. So adding this new front end and the suspension work that they did really made it a fun bike to ride, made it look new, and just really, really easy and fun to ride. Standard 125 stuff. But again, he really nailed all the finishing touches, good Renthal grips and bars, cool bar clamps and mounts from Ride Engineering, good Dunlop tires on the back, great foot pegs, like he just really, all the points where you're touching the bike are really good. So really fun bike, like I said, and handles great. And dang it, this thing looks really nice. So I think the best part of it to me is the way the thing looks.
And I think that's the main thing he was going for. I talked to him a little bit about what he spent on it, and it's like, I think between $6,000 and $10,000, which is a big window. But I think when you're doing this kind of stuff, it's like when you work on your house, you're not writing all that stuff down, right? You don't want to. I know, because you just got in a new house.
Yeah, it's like $400 or $500 at Lowe's at a time.
Right, and so I think he was
20 times.
20 times, and so he was doing that a bunch on on eBay and everything else, and you're getting parts and all that stuff. So, so guys ask us, they beat us up like, well, that's way too much money to spend on a bike. And it's like, well, it's not too much money for him, because he wants something that's really cool to sit in his garage. And I said, well, why don't you just go buy a brand new bike? That's what guys are going to say. You can buy a brand new bike for $10,000. Well, He says he doesn't ride that much. He wants to have cool things to look at in his garage. He doesn't need a 2019 bike in his garage to look at since he's not riding a whole lot. He'd rather look at a really cool KX125. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Well, yeah, and it's nice. Some people just don't get it, and they think that doesn't make sense. Why would you do that? And they poo-poo it or whatever. But I think a big part of it is the build itself. That's the half of the journey, right? Is putting it together, and then when you get it finished, like admiring the work you've done, right? And these aren't easy to find in bad shape, let alone something that looks like this. So as an investment, maybe not the best move, but that's not what he was going for. And on the track, like I said, it's a really good time, and it's a head turner. So he's going to get lots of looks. So thank you to all the companies involved. We had a blast riding this. Thank you to Michael for letting us put a couple laps on it. And I'm sure you will enjoy this for years to come. And thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next garage build.
Thank you.